It's Fit Maddie Wilson. Welcome back to my channel. Unless you're new here, hello. I usually don't have a guest, but today I do. This is Lauren.
Hi.
She's my sister. Not technically, but technically. Lauren, how about you introduce yourself to my audience?
All right. Well, I'm Lauren, like Maddie said. I am a mental health professional, and today, as Maddie's talked about previously, we will be talking about depression after weight loss and during and everything all the time. So like I said, I am a mental health professional, but I also have been on a weight loss journey myself, literally my entire life. Almost 3 years ago, actually it might even be today, I had gastric bypass surgery. Yeah. And I've lost, I've yo-yoed, but I've lost a total currently of about 130 pounds.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because I've lost 100, we lost 230 pounds together.
I know, that's like a Scandinavian man.
Yeah. That's like your husband and my boyfriend combined.
Right, I know.
That's too funny. So Lauren has experience in this. Unfortunately, I have experience with depression after weight loss, and I wanted to talk about that because it's not all glamorous after you lose weight. And I feel like so many people on the internet and on, well, especially Instagram, they're like, oh, look at how perfect my life is. Like, I lost weight, everything's good. And it's just like, mentally, it's really hard. So let's talk about that. All right, so the first topic that I want to talk about and Lauren has some experience with is when I was 100 pounds heavier, I told myself if I were to lose weight, then I would be happy and that I would love myself and I'd have confidence. And since losing that weight, that's not happened. I've worked on myself, but it's not like just a switch where it's like, cool, I love myself now. Yeah, tell us your experience with that.
Long story short, before I get into the nitty-gritty details of it, is if you didn't love yourself before, there's no guarantee you're going to love yourself after. And that's not to say it's not possible, but you have to go into it with the right headspace. And just for me and a lot of other people who've been on the weight loss surgery journey, most insurances won't even let you have the surgery until you've seen a therapist.
Yeah. But people now, like, I wanted to lose weight. I didn't have to go to the doctor or do that. So, like, I didn't get help or therapy, through all of this. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there right now that are going through it without therapy. So would you recommend, like, if you're going to make a big weight loss difference, to go talk to someone?
I mean, I'm biased, and I'd say literally anyone at any point in their life should go see a therapist. But if you are embarking on any sort of lifestyle change, be it even if you don't want to lose weight and you just want to maintain and change all your health and whatnot, go see a medical professional, go see a mental health professional, because there's so many hurdles and obstacles that we just can't do alone. We can't get over them by ourselves or without being able to vent to someone or the advice and guidance of a professional. Even for me as a mental health professional, I still hit those hurdles and those stumbles. And I always tell myself I'm such a hypocritical therapist because I don't use my coping skills and all of that.
But you're aware to use them, and you will.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. But that's part of depression, right? It's not just on off. It kind of is always there.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. And so I know, given the state of healthcare in the United States, not everybody has insurance that covers mental health care, or even medical care, which I think is total BS. But there are providers in your area that can do sliding scale. Meaning it's based off of your income. And even if you can see a therapist 4 times a year, like once a season, I feel like sometimes that's just enough to get your oil changed and help you out along the way.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually talking to my boss, I'm not going to say what one, but he was saying that depression after a weight loss is not a thing. And in his mindset is when he lost a lot of weight, he was really happy, but he didn't try to lose weight. So he was just, he was doing like kickboxing or some sport thing where he goes every single day, and he lost a lot of weight doing that. But yeah, there wasn't that pressure of like, I'm going to be, happy when this is over. He was just like, no, like I felt a lot better. I was actually like less depressed when I lost weight. And I just think that's a big difference, is if you're just happen to lose weight, which that is not my body. I just can't magically lose weight. But putting that pressure on yourself to say like, I'm going to be happy or I'm going to be perfect. And when you lose weight. No, it doesn't work. Just nope.
Yeah. Well, and two things come to mind thinking about what your boss said. One, that's incredibly invalidating.
Yeah.
That's not cool
That's
to
my
say
boss.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool to say to someone at all. It's, oh, hey, your mental illness doesn't exist. And second, weight loss for men is way different than it is for women. You know, and your mileage may vary for everyone, regardless of your gender and capabilities, but there is stark differences between how men and women lose weight. Men can lose it easier because biologically they're meant to. We're supposed to have, you know, fat pads around our waists and hips to carry children, even if we never plan on having children.
I got hips. You guys know I got hips.
So,
you got a booty.
Yeah, I do.
We were hanging out in Ocean Shores like a couple weekends ago, and she was in yoga pants. I was like, my girl Lauren's got a butt. Like, you got a nice booty. But, like, lots of guys, like, they don't care. I don't want to make that assumption, but, like, it just seems like the guys that I'm around, like, don't care about weight loss, don't put pressure on themselves.
They don't have quite, and it's not to say they don't have issues at all. We're not going to do the hashtag not all men thing here, but they don't quite have the societal pressure that women do to have, to look a certain way, to feel a certain way, to fit into certain clothes, to exercise certain ways. Like, speaking of exercising certain ways, I prefer to lift weights. I hate cardio, I hate yoga, I hate Zumba, I hate all of those, like, stereotypically feminine exercises. But then on the flip side, I get told, like, oh, you don't want to get too bulky, you'll look too masculine, and all this other bullshit. And I'm like, but for me, gaining muscle is how I lose weight. You burn more calories when you have more muscle.
Like right now, if you would lift a weight yesterday, you're burning calories right now, which is nice. I like to do, I mean, I don't like to do, I hate cardio. I hate cardio so much.
It's the worst.
But I do add cardio into my workout routine just because I do have asthma, and that seems to help with, like, my asthma, and it helps my lung capacity, and I overall, like, I feel more tired after too. Like, if I need to get a good night's sleep, like, I will go run for like an hour and then do some weights and then I'll be good. So I like to add that in.
Sleep and depression. Let's talk about that for a hot minute. Sleep problems are incredibly common, and they're even more common and more severe when you have a mental illness. So,
and doesn't it have to do with excess weight as well? Like, when you have more weight, you have like more like breathing problems and
you can. It's not always the case. I know for me personally, when I was at my heaviest, I did have sleep apnea. And I've been retested over my weight loss journey and whatnot. And now they technically said, let's see, what did they say? They said I do have sleep apnea, but it's so mild I don't need to treat it.
Oh, okay.
But that's still a huge difference for me back from when I did have to use my CPAP machine and whatnot. So yes, weight can cause breathing problems when you sleep. Not always the case. It also depends on where you carry your weight. Because the breathing problems come from having excess weight on your chest and your neck primarily.
Oh, okay.
But sleep and depression, you could have insomnia, you could have hypersomnia, which is sleeping too much. I know I'm guilty of that.
I have both.
Yeah.
Some nights, like, I can't sleep. Like, it was actually a couple months of, like, me not being able to sleep. And then, like, I got over being sick, and now, like, I can sleep for 14, 15 hours and be totally fine. And, like, I'll text you and be like, I slept for 15 hours, and you're like, you needed it. I was like, I really didn't. I really didn't need it. But I think that's a big thing, especially, like, I get in my head a lot, and, like, sometimes when I don't want to think, like, sleeping sounds a lot better.
That's what I do, too. I take a nap when I'm stressed out. And I never wake up feeling refreshed, but it's how I pass the time when I don't want to think about anything else. And then, of course, you know, life comes and bites me in the butt, and while I'm napping, I dream about the things that are stressing me out. So I don't know if it's actually any better or not. But like Maddie said, sometimes it's insomnia, sometimes it's hypersomnia, sometimes it's a mix of both. How many hours a night on average do you think you get?
I like to sleep a lot, but it depends on, like, what phase I'm in. So, like, 6 to, like, 9.
See, for me, it's 9 to 11.
If I didn't have to wake up for work, I would sleep at least 11, 12.
Yeah.
Like, on the weekends, that's what I do. So
yeah, but if if you are noticing a change in your sleeping habits, either sleeping less, sleeping more, or not getting consistent sleep, that could be a red flag into something going on, either mental illness or physical illness. Don't sleep on it, which is probably not the best pun to make right now.
That's so
but
good, don't sleep on
don't
it,
sleep on it. Get it checked out. Talk to someone. Keep a journal, a daily sleep diary. I have an app on my phone. I can't remember what it's called, but it helps me track like dreams and how much I sleep each night. I know a lot of fitness apps do that as well. Like if you have a Fitbit or what's the
Apple Watch?
The Apple Watch, yeah. All of those sort of things usually have sleep tracking and monitoring in them. Even if you're not wearing the device at night, you can check in the morning and be like, this is how I slept. Most of the time, I rate my sleep about a 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so I want to get back into some depression after weight loss things. I know we've been rambling on a little bit. But one of the biggest things when I started losing weight was like I would lose 5 pounds and like I would celebrate and I would be so pumped and like happy and like, text my friends and tell my boyfriend like I lost 5 pounds, like this is so cool, like what I'm doing is working. And that would keep happening, and like those were like rewards and like exciting feelings and like dopamine highs, and like I would feel so happy for myself. And now that I'm basically just eating healthy food, like I don't get excited for that.
Right.
And
you're in maintenance.
I'm in maintenance, and like this is huge. I switched my mindset. Instead of trying to lose weight, I'm focusing on my health. I'm eating the foods that my body needs based off of my doctor, and I'm not doing keto. I'm not doing any kind of diets. I'm doing what my body needs. I'm eating healthy foods, and there's no like reward for that. Like I don't get like cool, I bought groceries, like yay, I'm gonna text my friends. Like it's not exciting anymore. And like
I feel it.
That's something that is just like there's not something to like look forward to.
So in the weight loss surgery community, which is the community I'm part of, we use a term called NSV. Have you heard?
Nonscale
victories. That is one thing that, at least in my weight loss surgery circle, that has been touted on is you can't rely on that scale for your happiness. And I know that's way easier said than done, but there are so many other things that come with weight loss that you can celebrate that don't have to do with the weight on the scale.
Yeah, definitely like running more. Like I wasn't able to run like at all, and now I'm like can easily do a mile and not die. And like I can ride my bike for 5 miles, 10 miles, like doing stuff like that. I guess I just need to switch my mindset of like those are my victories. And I'll actually put a picture on the screen right now. You talked about like the scale. This was me at 180 pounds and this was me at 180 pounds, and like the difference is crazy. But if I were to just focus on the number, I would have been a lot more upset. But the fact that I took pictures, and that's something that actually helped me a lot. So if you're going through like a weight loss journey, take pictures of yourself, progress pictures, so you can get those non-scale victories.
Right. Well, other examples of non-scale victories too, at least for myself, was I'm still I hate BMI, first of all. That's a whole nother topic. But
I'm obese.
I'm still considered obese even though I've lost 130 some pounds. But one of my non-scale victories was not having to shop exclusively at plus size stores anymore. Which saved me a lot of money. So that's been a big non-scale victory for me, is being able to buy clothes at most stores. I mean, I obviously can't go into some exclusive boutiques and whatnot because they only go up to size 6. And vanity sizing is a whole nother soapbox I could get on. But
real quick with that, I did post a video last week. I'll leave a card up in the corner. I shopped at Boohoo, and my normal size is like around a size 8. I had to go plus size on Boohoo. And like that again is just a number and just a lettering, but it still is just like, man, like I'm plus. And like I know you had experience with your wedding. You had to get like a 5X.
Oh my gosh,
corset.
it was awful.
And so anyways, if you guys want to check out last week's video, it will be linked up there. But sizes.
Vanity sizing is the worst thing. Well, hyperbole, but it's bad. Yeah, when I was getting married, I was trying to find a corset to go under my gown, and I found one and it fit me, but when I was ordering it, it was an Asian sizing, and so when it translates to US sizing, it was like a 5XL, and I'm like, I get it. I'm fat, but like, why can't you just measure this in inches?
Yeah.
Like, I know what my bust size is. I know what my waist size is, you know, and I feel more confident about those numbers than I do when I see things like 5XXX, like, tall, big and wide. I mean, there's so many things that just make me feel even shittier about my weight loss.
Then you have to talk to yourself about it, like, no, it's just a number, like, it's fine, but it's still, like, that initial feeling, and, like, if you don't catch that initial feeling, like, it can manifest if you have all of these different triggers, like, following people on social media that don't make you feel good. I've unfollowed so many accounts, like, I can't look at people that are promoting an unhealthy lifestyle. I can't support that, I won't look at that. And, like, on top of that, and sizing and everything, like, that causes a lot of depression in people.
Well, as Marie Kondo would say, if it doesn't spark joy, get rid of it. Bye.
This sparks so much joy right now. Anyway, sorry we got a little bit off topic. I want you guys to comment down below what non-scale victories you have had. I want to know. I think that's what we should look forward to and support. Like, cool, you lost 5 pounds, if you know, awesome, but like, let's get those non-scale victories out there. And I know you had a couple more that you wanted to say.
Yeah, my biggest non-scale victory, and probably my favorite, was the first time I flew on an airplane and I didn't need to use an extender seatbelt. It is mortifying to have to ask for one of those. And for the longest time, I always felt like, you know, and they probably weren't. They probably would, nobody gave a shit. But I always felt like every time I got on a plane, when I was almost 400 pounds, that everyone was thinking, oh, I hope she doesn't sit next to me or whatever. No longer having to feel like I occupy so much space is a non-scale victory for me. And that's not to say I don't have those thoughts anymore. It still happens. I still sometimes feel like I am almost 400 pounds. And that's, you know, that's a whole other thing, is being stuck in your old mindsets. And
that's body dysmorphia. Right?
It's a form of it. Body dysmorphia is very severe.
Is there different, like, levels of body dysmorphia? Because, like, I will look at myself in one mirror and, like, feel really confident, and then I'll look at myself, like, an hour later and it'll be like, I gained 50 pounds all of a sudden.
Well,
and, like,
mirrors are stupid.
Yeah.
they never accurately portray what's going on. But body dysmorphia comes in a lot of different shapes and sizes, much like people do. But it is generally persistent. It is hyper focusing on a specific body part.
Okay.
Do not diagnose yourself with it. Please don't. If you have concerns about a specific part of your body, or you feel like you're focusing on a certain part more than others, that's one of those flags to go see a professional.
So a message of this whole video, just
go see a therapist.
No, really though, it's so important, and I definitely want to get back into that, especially because like I said earlier, like, I'm trying to just live a healthy lifestyle, and like I know other people would be like, oh, what, like, I'm eating an apple, I'm so happy. Like, I'm just so bored, and like I said,
boredom.
I need to do those non-scale victories more and just reach out to friends and you guys. So if you ever want to, like, talk about anything, let me know. And I do want to say I'm so sorry for not getting back to your DMs. I have over 99 right now. I don't know how many. Instagram only tells you 99 plus. So I don't know right now.
You got 99 DMs
and
you don't know the actual number.
Yeah, but I promise I'll get back to you. So if you guys want to talk about this, Laura and I always like to talk about with this. She's very, very smart. But is there... You are! You know that. No, she's super passionate about this, and yeah, I just want to see if there's anything else that you, like, want to add, or any, like, talking points, like depression after weight loss, like what else they can do other than seeing, like, a professional.
So for me, depression after weight loss is attached to my binge eating disorder. A lot of people on their weight loss journey probably have some form, or have had some form of an eating disorder. And for me specifically, it is this vicious catch-22 cycle of, okay, I feel depressed, so I'm gonna eat what I want to eat, and then I feel like shit afterwards.
But then you feel like shit, so you're gonna eat.
Right, and it just goes around and around and around and around. But the me feeling shitty afterwards isn't even like, here's the annoying part for me. The feeling shitty afterwards isn't even usually emotional. It's literally because I ate too much sugar, which is a byproduct of weight loss surgery. If you eat too much sugar after weight loss surgery, you get what's called dumping syndrome. It's a whole thing. It's pretty gross and uncomfortable. But those physical feelings of discomfort and nausea and racing heartbeat and all of that makes me then feel emotionally worse. And then I just go through this whole cycle like, well, what's the point? You know, I have regained after weight loss surgery, which is not uncommon. It's actually, most people regain some after weight loss surgery, but it's really hard to not fall back into my old binge eating habits. My binge eating now looks very different than it did prior to weight loss surgery because I physically cannot eat as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I can't binge.
And you can still binge on healthy things too. And like I was like, I'll just eat like 10 apples and like that's totally fine, and like a jar of peanut butter. That's healthy stuff. But then like you still have to do portion control, and like I'm really trying not to like think about food that way anymore. And like I've always thought about foods of like, this has 13 calories, this has this bite is this. Like I can map out, we should do a test, like pull something off your counter and I'll be like, this is how many calories it has. And like I don't want to do that anymore, and I don't want that mindset anymore.
You don't want to be like that witch from American Horror Story who her special ability is to guess caloric content.
Really?
Yes.
I was like, me. Yeah, so with binge eating, just not, for me, not putting a number to everything.
And it's hard not to, especially when your lifestyle change does require you to in some form monitor your caloric intake. Those numbers suck, man. They really do. I mean, between the scale and measurements and clothing sizes and calories, like sometimes I feel like that's all life is numbers.
I appreciate you doing this with me. Like, it means a lot. And if you guys have any other questions for Lauren, I would love to do a Q&A with Lauren. I know I asked you guys over on Instagram to send me questions because I've been getting a lot of new followers. So thank you for following me if you're new here. And I definitely want to do a Q&A just with me, but also with Lauren. So I will put that up on my Insta story when I post this.
Any mental health questions, I'll do my best to answer them. I can't give you free therapy, unfortunately. But.
Yeah, no. Man, I get some weird questions.
I bet.
Some weird ones. Like, what is the meaning of life? But like
I don't
pretty
know.
much. Like, I'm not like a genius or anything. Like, I just am sharing my story, and I hope you guys find value in that. And I just want to help you if I can. And know that depression after weight loss is real. Depression with weight loss is real. Depression
is maintenance is real. Depression is real. Yeah. If you are feeling depressed or questioning if you have depression or not, please reach out to someone, even if it's just friends, family, coworker, someone. Reach out to them. That's the first step, and it's the hardest step.
Yeah. Hardest step. But anyways, I hope you guys found value in today's video. Again, I'm Maddie. You can check me up over on Instagram. It's Fit Maddie Wilson. And your Instagram?
I am Life of Lauren, so life.of.lauren.
I'll put it right
here. She'll link it because,
right here.
Makes more sense.
It'll be linked down below as well. I appreciate you guys watching, and let's leave just a heart again. I know I did that a couple weeks ago, but leave a heart. Because I love you guys, and I want to show and spread love, because there's been a lot of negativity, and let's not go there. Let's just do some love. Leave me a heart emoji if you made it to the end of this video, and I will see you next week at 3 o'clock. Bye! Yeah, say something.